All right, welcome to the final part of the 5-part Keynesian models series. If you've managed to watch all the videos and you've been learning, congratulations, well done. In this final part, it's going to be a quick one because I believe by now you understand Keynesian models, you understand the terminology, you know what is going on. The only thing that we are going to include in this section is induced imports. What do we mean by that? Remember, your total spending is going to be given by, let me use white here. All right, let me make it a bit bigger. All right, remember your total spending is given by consumption by households, investments by firms, spending by the government, your exports minus your imports. Okay, some text use Z, some use M, doesn't matter, neither here nor there. We said, 1, the consumption function is given by autonomous consumption plus the marginal propensity to consume multiplied by disposable income, where our disposable income is 1 minus the tax times income. Therefore, our consumption would then be autonomous consumption plus C, and then YD, we replace it with 1 minus tax. This is the disposable income. We have this equation 1 here. 2, these imports, what you need to take note of is that your imports are autonomous. They're autonomous and they're also induced. The level of imports we are going to get in our country is going to depend on our GDP. When our GDP is high, we are likely to import more. People like things. They are going to be buying their cars from Germany. They are going to be buying their jewelry from Dubai and so forth. So our imports are going to be autonomous. Plus, they are going to depend on the level of income. This is very similar to the consumption function, where this first part are autonomous imports. These are autonomous imports. And then this second part is induced imports. These are induced imports. Remember, in the consumption function, this small c is the marginal propensity to consume. In this case, this M is the marginal propensity to import, which is just telling us by how much our imports are going to change when there has been a change in income. That's what the marginal propensity to import is going to stand for. So this is our equation 2. We substitute this 1 and this 2. Where there is a C, we remove it and we put this. So here we substitute with 1. Here we substitute with 2. Where there is a Z, we substitute with 2. Such that our aggregate or total spending is going to be C, autonomous, plus marginal propensity to consume, 1 minus the tax, then the income. And then we add all the autonomous stuff, which is government, investments, government, and exports. All these 3 remain autonomous. Exports, strictly speaking, your exports are going to depend also on the income of the foreign country. But we are not going to do that. It's going to complicate our lives. And at this level, let's just assume that our exports are autonomous. And then we are going to subtract this function here. There's a bracket here. The autonomous imports plus the induced imports. Okay, we expand this and we put the like terms together. Bear with me, this is a very long equation. Remember, at equilibrium, the aggregate total spending is equal to income. This is the equilibrium condition, don't forget this. So we remove A and we put Y. This is equal to autonomous consumption plus induced consumption Y plus investments plus government spending, which is autonomous, plus exports. They are always going to be autonomous for now. And then we subtract Z, it's a minus here. We subtract, because this is a plus and a minus, it becomes a minus marginal propensity to import times Y. You see now, there is this one Y here. There's another Y here. There's another Y here. We put all the Y's together. So your Y, the first one, you take this to the other side, it's a plus, it becomes a minus. So it's minus 1 minus T Y. Then this is a minus. If it crosses here, it becomes a plus MY. Then you put all the autonomous. So these all autonomous are just going to look like your normal aggregate demand, like your consumption households, your investments firms, your expenditure by government, your exports but autonomous, and only the autonomous part of the imports. That's the autonomous part. Then you factor out the Y here. So you're going to have Y 1 minus C 1 minus T plus M, which is equal to everything here. C bar plus A investments plus government plus exports minus Z. Which therefore means that if you divide both sides by this, your equilibrium level of income is equal to 1 over this whole thing here. 1 minus marginal propensity to consume, 1 minus the tax. I'm sure you remember this part. We just then add the marginal propensity to import. Then we multiply the total autonomous expenditure. All of this, which is, let me just write it in full. Autonomous consumption, autonomous investments, autonomous government expenditure, autonomous exports minus the imports. Multiply this. All right. So we are going to get straight into the question. Pause this, rewind it. If you missed something, try to do it again. But I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to a question. Before I do that question, which is on the next page, I'm going to rewrite this equation, explain a few things about this equation, and then answer the question on the next page. So pause this, go back, understand everything, listen to this again, and get to know every aspect here. This is the full model that you're going to be dealing with. All right. This is our question. We're going to do it just now. But remember, I said the equilibrium level of income is going to be given by 1 over 1 minus the marginal propensity to consume, 1 minus T plus M. You multiply this by the total autonomous expenditure, consumption, investments, government spending, exports, imports. Now, remember, this is our multiplier, and this is our total autonomous expenditure. So it always goes back to equilibrium being the multiplier times the total autonomous expenditure. So whenever you are given a question, if you can remember this, let's say you have a sharp memory. I've been doing this for some time, so I can easily recall this equation. But if you can recall this, and it's a closed economy, you're just going to put a 0 here and a 0 here. Then it goes back to the closed economy with taxes. If the tax is 0, you just put a 0 here. and then you just get 1 minus c. All right, so the multiplier alone, the multiplier 1 over 1 minus c, 1 minus t plus m, can be written as, remember you can expand this to have 1 minus c, a minus and a minus becomes a plus, plus c times t, and then this is a plus m. So you can simply remember 1 minus c is just the marginal propensity to save. So you can write the multiplier as 1 over the marginal propensity to save plus the marginal rate of taxation. The tax has to be multiplied by the MPC and then the marginal propensity to import, right? So it's just the marginal propensity to save, the marginal rate of taxation, the marginal propensity to import. And this goes back to what I was telling you guys earlier, to say it's just the summation of the withdrawals or the leakages. Savings are a leakage. Money is going out of the economy. Savings are a leakage. Taxes are a leakage. Money is going out from people to the government. So taxes are a leakage. Imports are also a leakage, because with imports, we are paying for goods from outside. So they are giving us their stuff, but our money is going to them. So generally speaking, the multiplier is just 1 divided by the marginal propensity to withdraw. You just add all the propensities to withdraw and you get your multiplier. That simple. All right. For this part here, to calculate the multiplier, I want you to use a formula that works for you, right? You can use this formula, which is fine. I'm going to use this formula. Or you know what? Let me use both, right? Let me just use both. So you guys don't cry. The multiplier is just 1 over 1 minus, I'm using this. Our C is this here. Can you see it? 8 over 9. Then you multiply by 1 minus t. So our t is this here. So it's 1 minus 1 over 4. Then we add our marginal propensity to import is this here, 1 over 6. So we add 1 over 6. All right, this is 1 divided by, put these numbers in your calculator. It's always good to leave it as whole numbers so that things don't get lost somewhere. So I'm going to put it in my calculator. Yeah, I'm using a financial calculator, so it's difficult to have fractions. It gives decimal answers. So it's going to be 1 minus a quarter, 0.75 multiplied by 8 over 9. It's a negative, and then we add 1, and then we add 1 over 6. I'm getting 0.5. The good thing about this, it makes life easy. It just gives you a multiplier of 2. I hope you got the same. Using the second approach, we say 1 divided by the savings, marginal propensity to save, it's 1 minus this, which means you have 1 over 9. Then you add 8 over 9, marginal propensity to consume, multiplied by the tax rate, 1 over 4. And then you add 1 over 6, which is the marginal propensity to import. Let me just add this and see if it gives me the same. 8 divided by 9 times 0.25 plus 1 divided by 6 plus 1 divided by 9. Awesome. Gives me the same thing. So the multiplier is 2. That is the multiplier. So just use, if you want to use this, use that. But if you can remember, you know, I think this is the easiest way to remember it. I always say that, but it's really up to you, because you just know you're adding up all the withdrawals. You're just adding up all the withdrawals. But if you can remember this, it's also fine. Depending on the economy you have, you just put a 0, 0. If you're not given taxes, if you're not given imports, you put 0, 0 there. All right, that's fine. Let's go to the second part. We want to calculate the equilibrium level of income, part 2. The equilibrium level of income is the multiplier times the total autonomous expenditure. Our multiplier is 2. The total autonomous spending, you add just the autonomous part. Here is just 100. And then 200. And then 150. And then in this instance, there are no exports. So, yeah, because there's consumption by households, investment by firms, government expenditure, 0 exports, we just subtract 150 of the imports. So, we subtract this 150. Okay? This 150 cancels with that one. We are left with 300. The equilibrium level of income is just then 2 times 300, because it's 200 plus, yeah, which is 600 million. It's usually in millions, but if you just put 600, it's fine, because they didn't say, I didn't say it's in millions. But even if you just put 600, your lecturer is going to know that you know what you're doing, and then you're fine. What is the value of induced imports in equilibrium? Induced imports are this part here. This is the induced imports only. Remember, this part is autonomous. The induced part is this one. Okay, so what we are going to do is just say 1/6 times the equilibrium. So the induced imports, we said our imports are going to be induced imports are going to be, our imports are the autonomous part plus the induced part. This induced part was given by 1/6 times y. Our equilibrium y is 600, so it's 1/6 times 600. So the induced imports are going to be equal to 600 times 1/6, which is 100. This is the answer for the induced imports, right? This 1/6, what it means is that 1 divided by 6, it's 0.17. So for every rand that we get, or every dollar that we get, we are going to spend 17 cents on imports. That's what this means. Every rand that we get, we are going to spend 17 cents on imports. So this is the induced imports part, which was part 3 of our question. We are going to do more questions. I think I'm going to run through a couple of questions with you, maybe 10. Yeah, just that now I'm tired. You know, I did this 5-part series in one sitting since around here in South Africa. It's since around 2-3 a.m. until now. So I'm exhausted, but let me try do a few questions and then check out next. Over the weekend I'll do more videos on the aggregate demand, aggregate supply model. But if you're struggling and there are any concepts that you're struggling with, we can assist you. You WhatsApp us here. You send me an email here, or you can send our admin an email here. We can help you with your economics. We got you. We can help you with your finance. We got you. We can help you with your investments. We can help you with your research. We can help you with a lot of other things. We have students who are helping with their MBA as well. We have students who are helping with their CFA. I am a level 3 candidate, so I'm still a candidate, but I'm on the level 3 now. So if you need help with CFA level 1, 2, I'll help you. On the level 3 part, I took the path of private markets. So those who want to chat on this, we can have a chat, but we can assist. Even those that are doing their PhDs, they need help with their projects, it's also fine. We'll help you. I'm going to, soon after I finish the economics videos, I'm going to move into finance, investments and stuff. I am doing my CFA and my PhD in data science, so we will assist you, don't worry. For now, lots of love from Mr. Mesh. Mr. Mesh is out. Enjoy economics. Cheers.